Hi guys, Rachel, Spunky Misfit Girl here, and today we're gonna make this super cute flip booklet, I guess you could call it. It's got flips open here. It's got a little pocket inside here, a little thing tucked inside there, and then a little booklet. So I did a video on just this shape recently. So we'll do a little mini version of that. We did a bigger size in that video. And then it's got this middle piece sewn in here, and that is actually a part of the cover that we just chopped off. So I'll show you how to do that. I just made little tag guys with pockets to stick in here. And then it's just got a little flip in the back here like this with a pocket there. And I just opted to glue on a spot for writing on that outside flip. And I felt like it had enough going on that I didn't do any pockets here, and I just glued that on the back. So this is gonna be made with 8x8 papers. And what I'm doing for this one and for the one I'm gonna make, I'm using the floral wallpaper papers that are in my Etsy shop. And I will link to those in the description. And all I did was I picked 3 that I liked for this, and I cut them down to 8x8, okay, where I liked it. So the first thing that we're gonna make is this outside piece, which, so if you kind of ignore what's sewed in here, it's that base, okay? And this middle piece that's in here actually also comes from that base. So we're making both this piece and this piece on the inside to start with, okay? So you'll need one piece of paper that's gonna form this little booklet on the inside, the folder style piece, and set that aside, okay? So I'm gonna use this paper for that for me. So we're gonna just put that to the side for a sec. And we're gonna make this outside piece. So you need to choose one that's gonna be your cover piece, and then one that's gonna end up making your flip on the side, okay? So I used this guy as my cover the last time, and I liked how that turned out because it's fairly plain on the front then, and it allows me to decorate. So I'm gonna do that again. And then I chose this one this time for my flip piece, okay? So we are gonna fold both of these in half. Now, on mine, with my cover, I punched this decorative edge, which I liked. So I'm gonna do that again, but I'm gonna do it this time. I've got this kind of circle punch just to change it up a little. So I'm gonna just do that on the piece that is for my cover. Trying to line it up properly here. I missed one. That's no good. It's okay. Might have a little bit of repetition there, but I'm not gonna worry about that too much. Oh no. It goes one before. I think it does. There. Okay. So I've got my circle punch. And then your other piece, so this guy is going to get onto your back. It's going to end up being glued onto your back. It might not be at 8 by 8 here. I think this guy's a little too big. Let's trim him off. Each side. Down here. Just check that and trim him. I forgot to get my 8.5 inch side trimmed down. Okay, these are the same size now. So this guy's going to get glued onto the back to form that flip. And I did not make a pocket with it the last time, but I think I will this time. So let's see here. So that means I'm going to do this side. That's going to be my back. It's going to go on my back. So I'm going to punch there too. And this time, I'm going to learn to line up properly. So it's here. That guy. So I won't miss a spot. And go all the way along that edge. And you don't have to do this piece if you don't want to. It's a little fussy. Takes a little longer, but sometimes it's fun to give yourself a slightly different edge. What you could also do, which might be fun, which I would have done if I would have thought of it, is rip and give yourself a deckled edge. Okay, so this guy is going to come in here like this, basically, and that's going to form the base. Now, I think what we actually did on this one, yeah, it was made this slightly shorter. So I'm also going to take an inch but I actually think it was this one that we wanted to take an inch off of. So apologies. We're going to do that again. That's okay. We're going to take an inch off of this, because it just looks a little better. And especially if we're going to do a pocket like that. So I'm taking this down to 7 inches. Especially if we're going to do a pocket with it, it'll give it a little bit more room. And it'll look a little better. And I think you can see on the sample why I kind of prefer that slightly shorter look. It just looks a little too closed up. Again, optional though, you could just do it if you wanted to at the 8 by 8 if you want to keep it a little simpler. I think it would turn out perfectly fine. Okay, now we're good. Now this is going to come in, and that makes our flip. We're still longer on this side than I was on my sample. That's okay. I think I'm going to leave it that way. Might just trim. I think I'm going to go ahead and trim just a little bit more off of this side. I do have all of this nice distressing here, but I'm just gonna go and give it like 1/4 of an inch. Again, so that I don't end up with things too close to each other, because I'm gonna sew in here. So I want there to be plenty of room. So this is gonna form our base. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and glue this page. So I think since we're making a pocket, all we wanna do, now if you wanna ink your pocket, this would be the time to do that. And actually, I think I will. I wasn't going to, but these papers have a similar enough kind of shade to them that I want that to kind of stand out there against that guy. So I'm going to go ahead and do a line of glue here, and then the two sides to make this a pocket. Now on the last one, I did not make this a pocket. I just glued it in, which you can also do if you prefer to keep this project a little simpler. It is a little bit fussy, it's got a lot going on. And these backgrounds that I've printed on the back side of my floral wallpapers are actually in my shop as well. They are the neutral backgrounds. They mix really well with things that are a little busier, that have more going on, to make a nice kind of contrast to that. And I will try to remember to link those in the description as well for you. Okay, so let us also now do some corner rounding. I want this one and this one. And actually, we're gonna cut this guy, so we will have to do that, some more of that later, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and also do this one and this one. Okay. So now this guy is gonna go in the cutter this way, and we are gonna chop it at 5 inches. So the part, if you have more going on your front cover, the 5-inch part is the part that's gonna make your cover. This little 3-inch part is gonna go on the inside. So if you are choosing where to cut it, that will tell you what's what. I did not go all the way through here. And because I decided to make this a pocket, now I have to just glue this edge of my pocket. If you're just gluing it down, it won't matter. You won't need to do that. But now I've got that pocket edge. I'm gonna just give him some ink all over the back. And that is the main part of my base right there. And so this is also now going to get corner rounded again on this one. And this guy. Okay. Oh, I like that. I like how that turned out with the invoice on this one here. So this makes our flip. Then this guy is going to need, if you want this to be a pocket on this side too, just a line of glue along that top part of that pocket too. And this one will also get a little more ink. So we cut that edge and we will corner around that too. Okay. So now this guy, and then we want this inside corner as well. I'm gonna ink this one up a little bit too. And I think that guy will be about ready. Just make sure. Yeah, that's gonna be a tight fit in there, but I think it will be okay. Will be a little bit of a, it'll bunch a little bit, but that's okay, that's good. Okay, so that's our middle part and our outside part. We're gonna put those aside again now, and we're gonna make our interior middle page, which is this little ephemera folder. Okay, and again, we're gonna fold it in half. Ooh, I want a little bit of extra white. I wanna make sure I get rid of that. We're gonna fold it in half. And then we're gonna fold it in half again, the other way. Okay, and so we're gonna cut one of these square lines because we're gonna fold one section of this up, right? So wherever you cut is gonna be what folds up to turn into your pockets. And I think I want to preserve this. I'm going to cut the pockets in angles too. So I'm going to lose a good chunk of that. So I'm going to choose this side here, and I'm going to cut my score line just up to that middle score line. Okay. And then I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to fold it again. But I want the open flaps at the top. So like this. And my fold is on the left, okay? So I've got my cut is here, my flap's up here, and my crease, my fold is down here. And I'm gonna put this back in and cut my pockets, okay? So this way I can do both of my pockets at once. And I'm gonna just do that where I like it. And now these guys will fold up to make my interior pockets for this piece. I did this probably slower and maybe a little bit more clearly on my other video. So again, I will try to link that as well. And if you followed along and made that one, this will be a cinch. And then we've got this is a little too close. We want this to fold nicely. So what I'm gonna do is cut out a little bit of a I did this backwards from the way I did it here. Interesting. Okay, but that's okay. I like it this way. So then we're going to, I think I did it the same way on the other video. I want to just cut a little bit off of these guys. So I think I'm just going to use my cutter because it's easiest. Although it does look like I need a new blade. Actually, that might not be the best idea with the cutter because I think it's in need of new blades. So I'm gonna try using my scissors, and all I want is just to shave a tiny bit off this inside. Just to give that enough room around the fold that it'll be nice. Ooh, that came out okay. You can also try using your cutter for this. If you have a fresh blade in there, I'm actually gonna swap it out too right now because I'm getting some fuzz. Okay, that's good. So you could, with these, if you wanna, match your exterior with some punching. And that could look really nice and make it kind of feel very integrated. I kind of like it. So I'm gonna do it. But this is totally up to you, of course. If you like that look, if you have punches, it's not necessary otherwise. I'm going to then also round my corners and ink this little guy up before I glue my pockets. And then we're gonna sew the whole thing together. And no need to be intimidated by that. If you haven't sewn before, this is a very easy stitch to do. And you can use it all the time for projects. It's very fun. Okay, then let's glue our pockets just on each side here. Not too much extra there. And then I think I want a little ink on the outside edges of these guys too, because it looks a little plain and lonely. And I'm going to do the outside as well. These papers, they go really well with ink. They take to ink. They need it. Makes them warmer and friendlier and more vintage as intended. Okay, so that guy is then, we're gonna grab our other two pieces that we made, and this guy is gonna sit in the middle of these two. Okay. And we're gonna sew this guy in, and I am a little bit wide, but that's, I think, gonna be okay. Yep. It's gonna show a little bit, but I like that. I can't not ink this one. Sorry, guys. It's just calling out for it, so I'm gonna do it right now because I like that. Whee! Oh, I saw a bunch of people recently talking about how much they love it when people don't ink and don't waffle and just get down to business in their videos, and it has kind of gotten under my skin a little. It's not my style. That's what you're looking for. This is the wrong channel for you. That's just the way it's gonna be. Okay, so this guy that is our middle piece is now going in here. I can always do the inking, more inking later too. So this guy's gonna go in here like this, and then these two are gonna sit in the middle of this one. And I am going to clip those to each other with these big fat paper clips. I actually think I'm gonna put one here. Top and bottom isn't really gonna work to hold everything. So I think I'll just do it like that, and that's good. And I'm gonna take my awl, and I'm gonna poke 3 holes, but I'm gonna do it all inside this small guy in the middle, right? So one in the middle, and then one on the top and the bottom from each side. That way, it's gonna hold everything together. And I'm going to do my thread, and this is beeswax thread. It's made for bookmaking. Nice and sturdy, easy to use. And I'm gonna do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and I'm gonna go out from the inside in the middle, leaving a tail about the length of this booklet, and then I'm gonna come in through the top hole, go out through the bottom hole, all the way down there, and then back in through the middle. And that is the sum of the sewing. Then you're just gonna tie a knot. I'm gonna go underneath with one so that they're on opposite sides of this string, tie a knot or 2 in this case in the middle, and then I'm gonna just trim down to about the size of my booklet. I can unclip, and I am sewn in. Some people leave this long. I actually think with this guy, I might, this is unusual for me. I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna try actually tying these together and leaving them as a little kind of hanging guy, because I'm finding them just a little obnoxious in this one. Okay, so this guy flips in here, flips in here. This will flip inside here, and that is the basis of our booklet. Now, you have this piece that you cut off, and particularly if you had punched it already, you could make a nice piece of decoration somewhere if you want. I mostly just used bits and bobs that I had of the same papers to make pockets and tuck spots and things. And you can do this however you like. I'll show you again. Just glued a writing spot down here, and I had a bunch of these little, actually started making these tabs, and these are just little pieces of this paper, you know, teeny. And not very tall. What, like 1 inch? 1 inch tall. Or less, even. That might be a little shorter than I want it, actually. Let's make a big fat wide one because this is bigger. Let's actually do that. Let's make it specific to this. Actually, I want it to be blue to contrast with this. So I'm going to make it the width. We'll just give it a little bit of a border, and then I'll make one card that's the same size as well. So this height can be about 1 inch. And this is really cool. If you have this punch, this is an easy way to make a tag, but it's all really dependent on the punch. So this is, I don't know where I got this, probably just Amazon, but it's got some different funny shapes. And this little guy here, if you just do the top 2 corners, well, if it works properly, it makes that really nice tab shape. And that can go in there. Now I've actually got a paper here that could be written on. So maybe I'll do it here. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of leaving this in this one just because it is that good paper. Maybe we could do it here. I kind of don't want to cover this up though. I love this. And this would be a good spot for just like a little tuck spot. Maybe just using this, so very skinny. Or I could also do this as a belly band here. That would be very fun. And then I don't have to cover up my side here. Get it there. I hope that was the right spot. Yes, I think so. So, and then this guy, let's see, I don't know, it might be a bit tricky with how small this is. Where did my circles go? To do this, but I think we can do it on either side. And it makes a very cool belly band. I used to do this pretty regularly in a different style of journal that I made. Yeah. Okay, let's give that ink and we'll put that on there. And so this inside, you can decorate this how you want. You can do triangle pockets, just a regular notched pocket down along the bottom, side pockets. You could do a belly band with that 1 inch piece that you have left over if you were following along with me and then made that cut. Ooh, I like that actually quite a lot. Okay, so let's actually give ourselves a nice pocket here. I kind of like, I want to contrast. I've got a lot of neutral background here. I think I'm just going to give myself, maybe we'll circle punch it. We'll make that a theme. I'm gonna round my corners for this too, to match my guy here. Yeah, and then we can also do this here. Really, really match things up nicely. Oh no! I thought I had it mastered. Still can't punch like an expert. These end ones fool me when it's so far in like that. Okay, there's going to be double punched in some spots, but that's okay. There. We'll just make that our pocket. I do like the idea. I might just put that on there. You know what I'm going to do? Oh, I love this. I love this idea. I'm going to glue this on just on the sides and the top and leave the bottom open. So you could actually write on this side, but you can also tuck up things, tags and papers and things up underneath this guy here, right? So I might actually maybe I will make myself something that goes up in there. A little skinnier. Around on my corners. And then this guy has a neutral background too, so can be written on back there as well. So this guy can just tuck up in like that. And not only does it look nice, but you can also put secret things underneath it too, right? I would actually want it to be a little bit bigger, but he could also go in here. Kind of want something fun over this here. We've got this little tuck spot. Oh, I forgot. So this is why I think in the video that I followed, yes, she cut this piece off for this middle piece so that it wasn't another flip. Only this one was a flip. So my inside one here was just these two. So that's up to you. I mean, I can see why she did that and why it would be a little nicer and smoother. But that would be pretty easy to do now if you want to, or you could just leave it. I think I'm going to leave it on this one because it's there and I like it. And then I just did a tuck spot on the side of this one too. This guy's not big enough. Let's see what we have that is. I want something that has, I wish I had more of this paper. I don't think I do. That one would be perfect. But I only have those little teeny, oh no, look at that. Here it is. Ask and ye shall receive, right? So these are all in the floral wallpaper pack. Which I'm loving. And I've got a lot of the circle punch here now. So I think I'm gonna leave this one more plain and just give it a notch so that we're not competing too much. I think that'll be nice. And glue that in on the sides and the bottom. Making sure I'm right side up. That little tag piece almost confused me for a sec. Okay. Cutie. So that guy flips in here. We've got our belly band. We've got to make some things to go in there. But that's all there is to it. With your structure of your cover, you can fill it up with more decorations. I decided to decorate on this page on the inside. I made these cute little guys just out of scraps that I had from some of the Vintage Memories paper pack. They went really well. And tucked those inside there. Little window frame guy worked out well there. I did some stamping for my pocket there. But that's how it all comes together. And then I did make it a pocket on this one, so I'll have to stuff something there. But I'm gonna close the video up there so it doesn't get too long for you guys, and you can run away and make your own and do your decorating. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.